Hey everybody. This theory is a continuation of my Lost Slug Brother video, entitled Season 2 is Season 1 Upside Down. I recommend watching that video before or after this video because, they play better together. While I was working on my Thessalhydra creature study, I found myself wondering just how quickly the Hydra could actually move. Although there is something to be said about how Earth's gravity would affect such a large creature. Now in real life, the largest animals to ever exist are aquatic animals, and this is because the buoyancy of water negates the effects of gravity to a certain extent. Therefore, sea creatures can easily reach sizes that land creatures cannot, because they do not require the same level of skeletal support that their land-based counterparts do. Now at first glance, the Hydra really appears to be some kind of sea creature. It looks like it belongs underwater. So for one, you really have to question what kind of skeletal structure it has. The unfortunate thing about sci-fi creature features is that the existence of such large creatures may be physically impossible, because in reality, their sheer size would force them to collapse under Earth's gravity. Now, this is the kind of detail I would normally overlook 10 times out of 10, but it seems as though the Duffer Brothers may have actually accounted for this fact and consciously took steps to work around it. Now, when I look at that awesome Season 2 poster, the one thing that stands out to me is the completely empty horizon. Where are the Hydra's feet? Surely at least 1 foot would be visible from that perspective. But no, the entire horizon is empty. Now, why is that? Why does it seem like the Thessalhydra is floating in the sky? It makes me wonder if this is a truly accurate depiction of show events, or just a combination of elements photoshopped together for the sake of the poster. Now, the small teaser they released along with the poster seems to play out the exact same scene depicted in the poster, except you can't really see the Hydra in the sky because the Hawkins sign completely blocks it out. But you also can't see the legs on the horizon. So it's just like, this seems exactly like what the show's gonna be. I don't think it's just the poster. I think this thing's floating in the air. It's crazy just how much of our interpretation hinges on this one detail in the poster. Why are none of its feet touching the ground? Now obviously there has to be some kind of alternate supernatural power at work here. It seems as though the Hydra may have the ability to counteract the effect gravity has on its body, thus aiding its very existence, which could actually help explain how such a massive, seemingly invertebrate creature could easily stand upright on land. If the Hydra actually does possess the ability to defy gravity, I would hope that surrounding objects, including other people, would be susceptible to this power. Just imagine them getting swept up into this anti-gravity field and frantically attempting to grab onto something before getting sucked up into a vicious lightning storm. It is also possible that this only appears to be anti-gravity. We now have proof that the Hydra can communicate telepathically, and we also know that the Demogorgon possessed some small form of telekinesis, which are both abilities that 11 possesses, by the way. So it would seem as though that, at least in the Stranger Things universe, these two powers go hand in hand. If nothing else, the Demogorgon had telekinesis, so it stands to reason that the Hydra does as well. Now hypothetically, a being with telekinesis should technically have the power to levitate themselves and even fly, and this is something that was featured prominently by the telekinetic characters in one of my favorite movies, Chronicle. If this apparent anti-gravity ability is nothing more than advanced telekinesis, that would mean that this normally immobile creature could be consciously using its power to hold itself upright and even walk. If that's true, then it stands to reason that distracting the Hydra and breaking its focus would cause the entire being to come crashing down, as the effects of gravity were finally allowed to impact it. If this is the direction they go in Season 2, what do you think the people of Hawkins will do in order to distract the Hydra, and what will cause it to crash down to the ground? Now, if the Hydra is hoping to retrieve its missing polywog, it makes sense that the Hydra would fall if someone were to step on the slug and kill it. That would be a very brief, almost heartbreaking moment. But I tell you this, if that happens, whoever stepped on it is going to be incinerated by lightning a few moments later. And if somebody did step on the slug, that's really the kind of thing that would get the entire town destroyed by association. Now, if that actually happened, which character do you think would do it? It seems like something Steve Harrington might do. Or maybe that new bully kid will take the polywog from Dustin and crush it just to be an ass or something, and then the Hydra will strike him down on the spot. That is, of course, if the Hydra can consciously direct the lightning. It could just step on that person. the lightning could actually be nothing more than a side effect of the gate widening in order to accommodate the entry of this large creature into our dimension. Or maybe it's just a side effect of the Hydra's possible anti-gravity abilities. Now, I would be totally fine if the show completely ignored the gravity factor, but the more I think about it, this whole telekinetic angle would add a lot to the story, and would really show just how determined the Hydra actually is to retrieve her missing polywog, if that is in fact the creature's motivation. Just think about that. I mean, for a creature this big to get up and move, just imagine the amount of supernatural assistance it would require just to function in our planet's gravity. The whole thing kind of reminds me of a sick, bedridden mother downing some painkillers and getting up and marching off to her kid's school to give some fool the business. There's a struggle going on here if you think about it from a real-world, heavy gravity standpoint. So tell me, what do you think of this theory? The Hydra is clearly telepathic, and telepathy and telekinesis always seem to go hand in hand, at least in this Stranger Things universe. I absolutely don't need it to happen, but it would be really cool if the Duffer Brothers found a way to address this physics problem of mass and gravity when it comes to unrealistic depictions of colossal creatures. And using some kind of supernatural anti-gravity or telekinesis would be a really cool way to do it, which would also make the Thessalhydra seem that much more daunting, especially if people get sucked up into the lightning storm. If you enjoyed this theory, please click the like button, and be sure to check out my next video, which will be my Season 2 predictions update video. Thanks to that Comic-Con trailer, we have so much more footage to talk about, and I think that trailer revealed a new threat, or possibly just an extension of the threat that is the Thessalhydra. I will discuss that and other things in my Season 2 predictions update video. And also turn on notifications so you never miss a video. If you haven't seen my first short story video yet, I urge you to check it out. I will be posting short story videos from time to time on this channel, in addition to my theories and other videos. So tell me, what do you think of this specific theory? What do you make of the fact that the Hydra appears to be floating in the sky? Do you think it's possible that the Duffer Brothers will use a kind of anti-gravity to help explain how the Hydra can move around? And do you think the Hydra will harm any notable characters in Season 2? And if so, who? And what do you think will happen to them? Let me know in the comments below, and hit me up on Twitter @PlanetCalvin. Let me know what you think. I'm really interested. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and thanks for watching.